The growl of chainsaws tore through the quiet Colorado dawn like a betrayal you never saw coming. I, Ethan Caldwell, carpenter by trade and owner of 5 acres of pine paradise in the Pine Ridge foothills, nearly jumped out of my skin. Someone was murdering my trees. I charged out barefoot, dew-soaking my feet, to see crews in neon vests swarming my slope like an invading army. Massive ponderosa pines, some older than my grandfather, crashed to the ground. At the center of it all stood Vanessa Whitaker, HOA president extraordinaire, blonde bob untouched by the chaos, pastel cardigan pristine, clipboard held like a shield of righteousness. "What the hell is this?" I shouted. Vanessa turned with that practiced look of pitying concern. "Ethan, we're so sorry to disturb you, but this is an emergency wildfire mitigation under Section 14.2 of the Covenants. Your property was a disaster waiting to happen. We're doing this for the community." "Community?" I spat, gesturing at a fresh stump oozing sap. "Those are my trees on my land. You didn't give me a single notice. This is vandalism." She sighed the sigh of the perpetually burdened. "Notices are for routine matters. This was urgent. You signed the agreement when you moved in. Rules are rules, dear. We all have to make sacrifices for safety and property values." By afternoon, I was in the HOA office, a converted ranch house that screamed, "We're better than you." Vanessa leaned back in her executive chair. The board voted. Our legal team approved it. File a complaint if you must, but I warn you, Ethan, residents who fight the community usually regret it. That night, the wind sounded hollow through the gaps. I pored over county records at my dining table. The discovery hit like a gut punch. An accurate survey showed over 60% of my wooded slope sat outside HOA jurisdiction, unincorporated county land. They'd charged in with chainsaws using an old map without verification. Amateur hour power trip. The cold, calculated anger felt good. They picked the wrong guy to bully. My cousin Riley, a sharp prosecutor in the DA's white-collar crimes division, picked up on the first ring. After I explained the illegal clearing on private land, the missing timber, she laughed darkly. "This is textbook trespass and theft. If they sold it, procurement fraud and environmental violations. Send me the docs." The stumps led me to a lumber yard where the manager folded fast seeing my evidence. "We paid Evergreen Stewardship $20,000 for that load. They said it was all above board, HOA project." Evergreen Stewardship, registered to Vanessa's son-in-law. The paper trail I built next was ironclad. Invoices with her signature, payments diverted through the shell company, fake maintenance logs claiming critical fire safety, while they pocketed premium timber profits. Riley and the environmental crimes team didn't mess around. Warrants flew. The raid on the HOA office was poetry. I stood across the street as deputies carried out boxes of files and a safe. Vanessa pulled up in her luxury SUV, pearls and all. "Officers, this is ridiculous. We're the ones upholding standards here." The lead deputy wasn't impressed. "Ma'am, you're under arrest for conspiracy, fraud, and grand theft." The click of handcuffs was sweeter than any birdsong she'd probably find people for disturbing. The neighborhood watched, phones out. "Wait, this is about Ethan's woods." The whispers spread like the wildfire she pretended to fear. The trial exposed the rot. Flip board members sang like canaries for immunity. It wasn't just my trees. Vanessa had been running a mini empire of padded contracts, ghost services, and kickbacks. The judge laid into her. "This is greed masquerading as governance." Guilty across the board. 22 years. But the real Lat-Keo was just beginning. The mandatory audit Riley pushed for uncovered a forged conservation easement filed years before. It proved I had donated the slope to the HOA for preservation. My signature was a joke. The notary admitted taking cash from the son-in-law and never meeting me. That fake document was their get-out-of-jail card for the clearing. It opened the floodgates. 2 more cases emerged, elderly homeowners pressured into signing over land during friendly HOA meetings. One man with dementia had his property essentially stolen under the guise of community planning. His daughter presented medical proof after the news broke. At the emergency community meeting, the temporary administrator tried to keep it calm. I stood up with my folder. "Since Section 7.1 of your beloved bylaws demands full transparency for any financial review, I move we release the complete 5-year audit and appoint independent investigators for all past transactions." Vanessa's remaining allies squirmed. One shouted, "Witch hunt." A neighbor fired back, Transparency isn't a hunt, it's what you promised us. The vote passed overwhelmingly. The report dropped like a bomb. Over $75,000 in diverted funds, more shell companies, inflated bids. Resignations and arrests followed, including a county clerk who'd rubber-stamped the forgeries for consulting fees. They found cash hidden in his walls. The county supervisors did what residents couldn't believe. They revoked the Pine Ridge HOA charter entirely. Covenants nullified. Assets seized for restitution. The overbearing entrance sign came down. The era of clipboard tyranny was over. From the ashes rose something real. Neighbors formed the Pine Ridge Stewards, voluntary, open books, no enforcement goons. We focused on the land. I led the reforestation effort with help from folks who once stayed silent. Tractors, saplings of native ponderosa and aspen, erosion control. The slope stabilized. Wildlife returned, foxes, elk tracks, even a nesting owl. One quiet morning, a package arrived on my porch, an old drone photo of my intact forest. The note read simply, "Thank you for fighting back. See you at Stewardship Day." No name. Didn't need one. Vanessa thought her rules made her untouchable. Instead, they became the noose. The neighborhood learned that true community isn't enforced from a throne. It's built by people who refuse to be controlled. In the end, the trees are coming back stronger. The people too. So tell me in the comments, was Vanessa Whitaker simply protecting the community like she claimed, or was she the ultimate abuser of power who got exactly the karma she earned? Who really crossed the line first, the guy who wanted to keep his trees, or the woman who destroyed them for profit? Let me know your thoughts. If this story fired you up, like, subscribe, and share your own HOA nightmare below. Stay strong out there, folks.